Good morning, freedivers. In this video, I want to talk about anxiety or fear that some people, including myself, experience when freediving. Okay, so some people, including myself, when they freediving, when they get to the point where they start free falling, for some reason they get sort of like, the best way I can describe it, they get an anxiety attack or they become fearful. It's sort of the same like as a person that reacts, that's claustrophobic. As soon as you put them in that boxed in environment, they sort of get a panic attack. Now, regardless of whether it's not classified as a panic attack, that's just my way to describe it. The issue with this is that a lot of freediving instructors don't acknowledge this. A lot of freediving instructors, because they haven't experienced it themselves, they underplay it. They act like, oh no, that's a normal issue, it goes away. Whereas they don't address the issue. Now, the problem with that is that if the issue is not confronted and if the issue is not addressed, then it can take very long for a person that is trying to achieve maybe a 30 or a 40 meter freedive to overcome that fear. It can take very long. So there is a shortcut. There is a short way for you to overcome this anxiety and the fear, that sort of panic attack that you get as soon as the free fall starts. And then there's the long way. Now, if you're a person that has access to freediving on a line, basically on a daily basis, you can take the long route. The long route is simply doing this. Go freedive on the line very often with somebody that can freedive much better than you, somebody that you trust to rescue you at any depth that you might go to, whether it's 20 or 30 meters or so. And then just set yourself daily goals. Try to go 15 meters today or 14 meters today, and then by next week you want to do 15 meters, and the week after that 16 meters, and so on. You can progress slowly. However, like I said, you need to freedive regularly, and it can take very long. You know that you've got the breath hold to do the freedive. You know you can do the dynamic long enough, far enough in order for you to reach the depth that you actually do. But every time you try to do it, you get this anxiety attack or this fear. So there's a quick way for you to overcome this, and it's simply by doing this. Find a freediver that can freedive comfortably, let's say 40 or 50 meters, somebody that's much better than you, somebody that you trust implicitly. And get that person, even if you have to pay them a fee to accompany you, get that person to start accompanying you on a couple of your free dives. What you will notice is that when you are two people free falling together, even if it's only to 25 or 30 meters, then the fear and the anxiety, for some reason, because you're not alone, you don't have that fear, you're not scared, because you're accompanied by somebody that's much better than you, that you trust. For some reason, it works. The anxiety and the fear tends to go away. That works for most people. It definitely worked for me. But yeah, the big issue for a lot of people is that this sort of reaction that a lot of us have when it comes to freediving on a line, it's ignored. And I think the reason why it's ignored is because not everybody experiences it. Maybe it's not as common. And a lot of freediving instructors, because they haven't had the same experience themselves, they don't acknowledge it, and they feel the wrong way to handle it is by just saying, oh well, if you just downplay it or don't make an issue of it, then it's just going to go away by itself. I personally, as a freediving instructor, feel compelled to address any and every issue that a freediving student may bring up, including getting anxiety. Now, the big issue with these anxiety attacks, What happens immediately when a person gets an anxiety attack? Immediately the heart rate goes up, and it doesn't go up by 4 or 5 beats per minute. It can go up by 10 or 20 beats per minute. So whereas maybe your regular heartbeat is 68 or 70 BPMs, all of a sudden before you start your free dive, you're already sitting at a 85 or 90 BPMs heart rate, because you're already afraid of what's coming. And what's automatically going to happen, you're going to turn early. And the reason you're going to turn early is because you're already out of breath. You're going to start getting contractions on your way down already to a 30-meter dive. And that's not right for most people. Some people very rarely do get early contractions, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about early contractions because your heartbeat is so high, you literally have a lot of CO2 in your system too early. So my advice is to get somebody to accompany you on 10 free falls to 25 or 30 meters, and then you will see you will be more comfortable to do it on your own afterwards. Think of it like this. When you started driving a car, very few people started driving a car on their own. Most of us had somebody there next to us who could tell us what to do and be with us and could grab the wheel if something went wrong. Even if they didn't have to do all of that, just knowing that we had somebody next to us while we were busy learning how to drive made us a much more confident driver, and it really opened up your mind to the learning process. Now, what you have to understand about fear is going to stop you from learning. As soon as you're afraid, you're not going to do your mouthful at the right depth. You're going to forget to do that. You're going to struggle to equalize. You're going to be anxious and afraid. What must I do now? You really got to when you're freediving, you got to find a way to put yourself in the most relaxed position possible. And that is one of the key things to becoming a good freediver, or at least getting to 30 or 40 meters. I hope this helps. If you like this video, please do me a favor. Please subscribe to the channel. If you have more questions, please ask it in the comment section. I'll be glad to make more videos. And please share and like the video. Thank you for watching. Cheers.